Hey Rob, so continuing on with the Army progression line, after I talked about AIT last week, Advanced Individual Training, or basically job training. So that would take us to the deployment next, which was in Iraq. And I don't know, I haven't started talking about it or even really fully everything that I want to say about that, but that could very well be a couple episodes just because I feel like a lot of things in my life or things that I started thinking about or questioning, like about myself and so many aspects happened there of just, I was so young. I mean, I look back and I was just talking about dad, you're talking with dad about this the other day about how in a moment of your life, you feel so not, you don't feel old, but you feel like you're like, oh, okay, like I got this. This is easy. I know what I'm doing. I'm an adult, yada, yada, yada. And a few years pass by and you look back and you're like, man, I was a child. Like when I think of the time that I was in Iraq on my deployment, I think I did a really good job. I think I really devoted myself to my work and I learned a lot. And I got really good specifically at my job. But socially, I think there were so many areas where I was lacking, if you will. It's because I was a very straight and narrow individual at the time. And I think I've changed in many ways, but it's just, I look back at that time and I think that I was a child now when I look at that. Like, yeah, I was 19, but I just feel like such a different person. Like, if 19-year-old Ryan and 24-year-old Ryan had a conversation, it would be a unique conversation, that's to say the least. Um, and I just wonder sometimes, I mean, you can't go back and relive things. And I love what I did there and I enjoyed my time, but I wonder how different it would be if I went back on deployment, like right now. I mean, I'm not in the military anymore, but you know what I mean? And I think it would be very different, even if it was the same people, um, same interrogations or whatever, same everything. I think just so many different outcomes would have happened. And I think it was good when it happened. I think it opened my eyes in so many ways. Like one, I mean, everybody knows that it's not just the United States within this world, right? But I mean, we'd been on the youth trips and stuff, and like I went to Romania, and like I'd been outside of the States, but it didn't feel the same. Like I'd gone outside of the States for travel before, for missionary work, but I'd never gone in that capacity. Like I was going to places where I was unwelcomed, where it wasn't a war zone per se, but it was not like this beautiful destination. And it was so, these people from a completely different walk of life who don't speak our language, like um, just so many differences. And there's, it's easy to just look at faults in these people because they're from a different place and they don't agree with what the US says, but it's not that simple all the time. And so looking at the time now, it's definitely gonna be multiple videos, but I just feel like I learned such a unique perspective there. And it really taught me a lot. I'm glad that I went there at a young age. I think it really has shaped me in some ways to either affirm beliefs that I have, or to change. Love you, Rob.